We're live.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Manassas Park Economic Development Authority, or EDA, for June 21st. We are called to order. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda, and just want to talk through a few items here. But the next item is citizen time, which I'm anticipating that there will be none. On the current agenda is a reading correction and approval of the notes. There were no notes included with this agenda, so I think we can defer this item to a subsequent meeting. There's no old business on the current agenda. The new business includes a couple of VRE garage easements that we need to review and probably discuss and make a motion on. The chairman's report, actually, there is a chairman's report tonight where we need to discuss the appointment of a new vice chairman. So that will be in addition to, well, as part of the chairman's report, director's report, city manager report, and then a separate session closer to the end of the meeting, and then we come back to open session, and then we adjourn. So, given those changes, are we good with do we approve the?
So I'll make a motion that I move we accept tonight's agenda with any necessary edits.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, the motion is carried. Thank you. All right, Madam Secretary, do we have anyone scheduled for citizen time? No. Okay. So we will move on to item 6 on the agenda, new business, and the discussion of VRE garage easement. So I think I'll turn it over to you, Dean, and Laszlo as well.
Okay, so it looks like the first one up here is the one for the storm drainage easement. So you look at this, there's a plat and stuff. And there's a lot of busy work up there. For those of you who don't know how to read a plat, the hashed area is stuff that is to be vacated or is being vacated. And in particular here, we have this large stormwater management easement down at the bottom of this plat. It currently exists, cannot continue to exist because the garage needs to be built right on top of it. So we need the deed that attaches accompanies this, vacates that. And then you'll see down at the very bottom there's a little small curved line or curved little lines that are hashed as well to connect over to the parcel to the right. That's also being vacated. That's a storm drainage easement that had previously been granted. Is no longer necessary. It's going to be replaced by that, and stormwater management easement are going to be replaced by a storm drainage easement that runs the entire width of the parcel and is 25 feet wide. And that is primarily to allow for the drainage off of the village of Manassas Park condominium, phase 14, etc. It drains over there. There's some riprap that's going to be down in that ditch, and it'll go. It'll then flow through that storm drainage ditch, and then it'll eventually reach the point of the intake for a pipe that goes underneath the railroad tracks. And one of the railroad tracks will follow existing lines to a stormwater management pond down at the end of the existing parking lot of VRE. If you're ever in VRE and parked out the very end, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the very end off to the right. So that's where the water will be captured. And everything else on the site will just sheet over to that, will be typed into that directly. So that's the key portion of it. And then you'll notice that we have a public access easement that's being that's up there. It's shown in hash, and I think that this is not the final version, because I asked that the hashing be taken out for the Prince William Electric Cooperative easement that's now still that required the owner of. It's going to be put by separate easement or separate instrument, as is the Contel Virginia easement right below it. Those still need to to occur, they'll come back to you, because you'll have to quit claim as the owner of the property. So expect to see those and not do this in the future as well. So with that, are there any questions?
Well, yeah, what's the ask of the EDA for this?
So, to approve the easement plan and authorize the chairman to sign on behalf of the EDA.
And right now, Dean, it's just a deed of easement and vacation document?
Yeah, just, if you look at the beginning of that, it's, we can go through that. So you'll see the storm drainage easement is granted on page 2. And then down on page 3 at the top, there's a little section for easement vacations. The definition of quote unquote existing storm drainage easement and existing storm water management easement are found up in recital number R4 on the first page.
Okay. No, there's no page.
Yeah, I think we only
We
have
don't have the front page.
Odd pages. Yeah.
We don't have.
Okay, ours are, maybe it's printed on both sides, can you look at the other side?
No.
No. At least.
Well, I had nothing to do with that, so I can't take any credit or blame, sorry. So the last one has up on the screen.
Oh.
The last one, whoever's controlling my computer, the first page. That E. Okay, we can scroll down a little bit.
I will run and make that while you're talking
Okay,
about
that
it.
part.
Oh, Lana, I'm printing them.
Oh, you're printing them? Good, okay.
Drainage easement, the existing stormwater management easement. Okay,
That's
and then later on, when you go down.
One
into
to
page
talk about,
3,
you have Novak and then you have,
so let's scroll down to that one. That goes to the top there, see how it just says that the city or.
518 Connor Center is the other one, but it's a BRE.
It's storm drain and.
Yeah.
When you vote on it, then I just ask subject to final EDA attorney review. The attorney body uses that a lot, so I can go through and catch any of these little typos and things.
Yeah, because I have to front back on this one. Yeah. That's the one they're talking about in the, yes.
Okay, so page 2 is
That's
the storm
Novak
drainage
and,
easement.
yeah, and this one is, storm drainage easement, yes.
Yeah. A little bit. Oh, right there.
I'll tell you, this is standard language the city uses for all easements. You're basically granting a storm drainage easement to the city.
To the city, not to the VRE.
Right. And the city is responsible for all storm drainage and stormwater management within the city limits. And you can see at the top that the EDA does hereby grant and convey unto the city the storm drainage easement.
Is that number 1?
Top of the page, so instead of vacate the city,
Got it.
city
Thank
does.
you. Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Right, okay.
All right, and the easement vacation, the city is actually vacating that, yeah, so this is correct, the easement does this document is correct. That has to go to the governing body as well. Right, that's the governing body, that's the city as well, for signature.
Did you guys have this map?
No.
No, I only have this map, I have one.
You got the Novak one, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, 4 was just a signature page.
It's just a picture.
Yeah, that was one.
right, do we feel like we have enough information to be able to make a motion on that? Do they need to vote separately for each?
Yeah, I need one vote for each one separately, and if you're ready to vote for this one, I would recommend that you vote to, approve the deed and easement, or, the plat of easement for the plat of easement and vacation for the VRE garage. As presented, subject to final EDA attorney review.
Dean, does the council have to approve the one because Jeanette has to sign it?
No, and technically, EDA doesn't have to actually approve it either because it's a development, it's part of an approved development plan,
Okay.
and it just needs to be signed by the mayor. So it's already been approved by the governing body as a development plan.
Oh,
So we can't approve anything there.
Okay.
The EDA doesn't need to review it, though. There's no public hearing requirement for it because it's part of the development plan. But you do need to authorize the chairman to sign it. There is no authority for him to do it yet.
All right, so I'm gonna make an attempt at asking for a motion. So is there a motion to approve and authorize the deed and plat of easement and vacation as presented, subject to the EDA attorney,
EDA attorney review.
the final EDA attorney review? Is there a motion?
And you're actually authorizing you to sign. So the deed to approve and authorize the EDA chairman to sign the deed and plat of easement and vacation as presented, subject to final city attorney review.
Okay.
Should we put VRE
You can just say,
in that one as
so
well?
move, whatever you want to do that, say so move. And we'll pick it up on the record.
Should we add VRE in there as well or no? Because we have two different ones.
I mean, you can add that, you can say on parcel or lot 5-1A, you can say it however you want. Want me to restate it with that information in there?
Yes, please.
The motion is to approve and authorize the EDA chairman to sign the deed and plat of easement and vacation for lot 5-1A as presented and subject to final city attorney review.
Is there a motion on the floor?
Yes, I so moved.
And second.
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. All right, the motion is carried.
We got all four voted for it.
All four voted for it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then the next is the Novak.
This one is the same project, again, parking garage. This one is needed so they can get power to the parking garage. The deed itself, is where most of the media is here. And this is basically the approved deed that the city and Novak used with, just swapped out EDA where the city was and all of these. It essentially makes this not a perpetual easement. It's a limited easement based upon how long they have a franchise agreement with the city. I believe that, you know, see what that is. Yes, if you look at the now therefore in the first page, it says here, the fifth line now, it says for a period commencing with the date of the deed and expiring of the date of expiration of the city of Manassas for a franchise agreement with Novak. It is June 15th, 1993, where the date of expiration of the subsequent franchise agreement. So that basically allows that, in Virginia, the maximum length of a franchise agreement is 40 years. So this one still got a few years left on it. If we decide to go with someone else, we know that at the end of that term of this franchise agreement, then the easement automatically expires.
Is it a similar, approval and authorization?
Exactly, same thing. This one here would be that the EDA approved and authorizes EDA chairman to sign the deed of easement to the Novak deed of easement for lot 5-1A as presented by the final city attorney or EDA attorney.
Is there a motion on the floor? For said approval?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. It's unanimous. The motion is carried.
Thank you. And just a real quick question, were you all able to review this beforehand, that's an email out yesterday for everybody?
I did not receive that. Yeah, I may have.
I always send your official city of Manassas Park email address. I'm not gonna send it to Gmail or anything like that.
I don't, I need to get with my Virginia Tech buddy and get my email.
Yes, and I need to do the same.
Okay. Our IT folks can probably help you as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so, now that I believe we've moved it, we've, resolved the garage easements. The next item on the agenda is the chairman's report. So, we've, heard that, Vice Chairman, Laura Odell is now former Vice Chairman Laura Odell. She will no longer be serving, on the EDA. And so at this point, we are in need of a new Vice Chairman. So at this point, I'm open to, or I think the EDA is open to suggestions and nominations, even self-nominations are acceptable for a Vice Chairmanship. And the primary job of the Vice Chairman is in the event that the Chairman is unable to execute his duties as Chairman, either due to whatever circumstance, that the Vice Chairman will step in essentially as the Chairman in their stead. So are there any discussion? Are there any nominations, self-nominations? Would anyone like to?
If I may, I'd like to make a nomination of one.
Okay, all right, so we have a nomination for you to be Vice Chairman. How do you?
I accept the nomination.
You accept the nomination? All right, so then, I think we should make a motion then. So, the motion then is to, officially nominate and appoint, Luana Bryant as the Vice Chairman, of the, Economic Development Authority for Manassas Park. Is there a motion on the floor? Aye. The motion is carried. Congratulations. You are now the new appointed. Right, you're going to be the new appointed Vice Chairman of the EDA.
Thank you.
You will improve us in more ways than one. Thank you. Good nomination. Good nomination. All right, very good. So, the next item on the agenda is the director's report. Are there any items that the directors want to bring up for the EDA this evening?
I have nothing at this time.
All right. The next item on the agenda is the city manager report. Mr. City Manager.
So, wanted to make the announcement, if you haven't heard already, that, Norm Scott and B&B Theaters have signed a LOI. So they've kind of agreed upon terms for a future lease. The next steps are, for them to finalize the lease, which are already looking at financing options as well for, and the city's gonna be, also getting into a lease with Norm Scott for our city hall annex. So for the next few months, it's really about, fleshing out kind of the design for the city hall component, so they know the total cost of the building, and they can finalize, Norm Scott can finalize the lease with both B&P and the city. But that's very exciting. Also, for the garage project we were just talking about, we received, enough grants now to cover the entire project. That frees up some, if you remember the EDA bond that you all issued a couple years ago, there was $2 million slated for, to cover the garage in case we weren't able to get grants. Now that we secured the grants, for the garage, this $2 million that we can then, continue to invest in the plaza in front of the theater, the surrounding, the remaining surrounding infrastructure requirements like final coating, repairing, because there's gonna be a lot of construction work, so that parking lot that you see there now is probably gonna need some cleaning up as we finalize the project. Other transportation improvements along Manassas Drive, pedestrian, crossings and safety, things, cleaning up the road there as well, all in preparation for the finalization of the downtown. So right now, the schedule is looking like if everything goes well and the lease is finalized by this winter between the city, B&B and North Scott, there are separate leases between each of those parties, and they'll likely begin construction spring or summertime of 2024, and it's about a 1-year build. So it just really depends on when these start. They also want to be sure that the VRE garage, the downtown garage project, is well underway. They should be starting sometime later this summer. I don't have the exact date, but we're likely going to do a groundbreaking, so you guys will be invited to that for likely July 13th, but we haven't finalized kind of the program yet. So check your emails. When I email you guys, things like that, I'll make sure to include your personal emails as well, just for reference, but try to get on the city emails as well. But I'll send you guys the invitation once we finalize the program for the garage groundbreaking. That's a longer build out than the theater, so they're trying to kind of time everything right so that you don't finish the movie theater and then the garage is still on work. So they want to see significant progress with the garage as well. Also, phase 4, the development across the street next to Park 170, that's building some of the parking that's needed for the Park 170 commercial work. That's going for rezoning next week. That has to get the site plan approval also before the theater can start legal construction. So that's kind of all of the work, but that's going to rezoning next Tuesday for the governing body public hearing. Hopefully a vote in July or August for that, and then after that, you're looking probably at 90 to 120 days after that for site plan approval. That's administrative with the zoning administrator and the planning commission. So but everything's kind of moving, but that's what I'm saying. It's more likely like the winter time is when the lease can finally be finalized because of phase 4, rezoning, site plan development, the garage, and city hall annex design negotiation, and then they want to look at all the financing arrangements right now as well. So progress is being made on the downtown, and further to the EDA bond that you all issued, the lease payments from the city paying the annual lease payments begins next fiscal year, and the condos are already generating profit. So the model, right, the next the first few years we already have a few $1 million profits. Over the next 10 years, it's about almost $8 million profit from the condos above the leases. And that was the goal for taxpayers, that taxpayers don't pay a penny for this building, and that's the case. It's the condos that are paying more for the building itself, and we're making a profit that can then go and reinvest to reduce tax rates and fund other city initiatives. So we're making great progress on that front, and we were thinking we were maybe going to have to add a little bit more to the bond itself for improvements over there, but because we got the grant for the garage, we don't think we're going to have to come back and get additional bonds for that. So a lot of progress is being made. It's slow, but we're still moving ahead. And the fact that they have their framework agreement between the theater and North Scott is great.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Anything else for your report?
No, just for the closed session.
All right, very good. So at this point, we are going to move into closed session for discussion. Is there a motion on the floor to go into closed?
You may want to check with the city attorney.
Oh, sorry.
EDA attorney first for the right citation.
Sorry.
Is actually read the motion and then just and then
Very good.
That's okay with you, then I'll go forward.
I'm happy to defer to you, Mr. City Attorney.
I recommend that the EDA go into closed meeting to discuss a prospective business where no previous announcement has been made of the business's interest in locating in the city. Pursuant to paragraph 5 of subsection 2.2-3711A
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Motion is carried to go into closed session.
And let another unit, call me for the